Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the cover reveal of Meriden Park. I am so excited for this book. You guys can't believe how excited I am. And the cover is gorgeous. So we're going to show that in a little bit. But first, we're going to talk about what inspired Julie to write this book and what this book is about.
Sure. So this book is set in Sherwood Forest, and it has a little bit of a Robin Hood theme. And of course, being the medieval lover that I am of all things British, I love Robin Hood. And so I went to Sherwood Forest. I learned more about the legend. I tried the best I could to experience what it was really like to be there. And then I knew I just wanted to write a book set in that location. And this is the book that came from that. It's actually the story of a young woman named Mary Grace, who is half Indian and half English. And she was abandoned in Calcutta as a very young child and then taken in by this kindly older woman. And then when her husband dies, she brings Mary Grace back to England to her home near Sherwood Forest. And Mary Grace, because of her ignominious origins and she just is afraid to step out into the sunlight and find her own place in the world. She doesn't feel like she's worth very much. But of course, she catches the eye of a local gentleman in what, in my opinion, is one of the cutest meet cutes I've ever written. I love how they first meet. It's so funny. Anyway, so she catches the eye of this local gentleman, and his name is Robert Markham. And he happens to be obsessed with the legend of Robin Hood. So, in his efforts to be like his hero and right the wrongs that are happening in his local community, he sort of gets himself on the wrong side of some bad people. And his life, it gets pretty desperate. And the only person who can really save him is Mary. But because of how her birth, of her origins, and her race, she feels like she can't, she feels helpless. She feels helpless. But anyway, this is just I just love this story. It has so much depth and so many layers and so much history about the time period. And it's just a really beautiful story about coming out into the sunlight, about finding your self-worth, about seeing people for who they are and changes of heart. It's just got a lot of really beautiful moments, I think, if I can say that myself as the author. I just really, really love how this book turned out.
So I know what I'm doing this weekend now is I'm going to read my copy. I'm so excited. I love Robin Hood, first off. So I'm very excited about that. And I've loved your other books. So it's like it's a winning combination between the two. So
I really had fun exploring the different sides of Robin Hood because, we all look at him as a hero, but was he really a hero? Right. It was really fun to explore that aspect.
Right. To someone who was definitely a villain, like he was robbing people. So,
So it was fun.
That is so exciting. So I'm going to pop up on the screen the official Beeline. Give everybody a chance to read that for a second. We can chat. But why did you decide to write Mary Grace as half Indian?
You know what? I just kind of felt like the Regency era literature that is available is so heavily based on just the upper level gentry. All of my books, I rarely have a real upper level, like Earl, any of that kind of thing. It's mostly just people. They are gentry, but they're definitely on the lower end and the more normal end. I just felt like there's so much non-representation of the average person, of a mixed race person, of anything. That there were a lot of ethnic people living in England at the time, but we never read about them. So I just wanted to bring in a little more representation other than the Duke of so and so and the daughter of the Duke of other so and so. It's just a lot of average people doing the best they can to find a place in a world that's not always welcoming of their particular situation.
I think that's a great take on the Regency era. Like you're right. We don't get a lot of like the everyday people. We do get a lot of dukes or the hires of, the peers and stuff like that. So this is fun. I'm excited to read it. So we're giving away 2 copies of the ARC. All you have to do is comment on this post, or I will do another post in a little bit with the link to Goodreads. If you go, add this book to your Goodreads shelf, and then say that you've, done that on our comments, you'll be entered to win one of the copies of Meriden Park. And we have some other giveaways that we're going to do as we get closer, because this is a December release. So you do have to wait a little bit.
It doesn't come out till December, so I hope that your excitement just builds for the next, 7 months? I don't even know how far out we are. But I have these really cute from the actual Sherwood Forest Visitor Center. I have a couple of these really cute mugs and a few of these acorn keychains that we will be giving away as it gets closer to release time. So stay tuned for your chances to land one of those super cool things. And also, like I said, I went to Sherwood Forest and I feel really passionately about nature. I'm not an English literature major. I'm a biology major and I taught biology, and I love the world that we live in and nature. And so I will be donating a good portion of the proceeds from Meriden Park to help preserve Sherwood Forest, which is just shrinking and shrinking and shrinking in terms of habitat, in terms of, the trees being harvested, human encroachment on their territory. So I'll be donating a good portion of that to the Sherwood Trust Foundation.
So that's so cool. And that's through any, Kindle purchases, from Siegel Book, Desert Book, Amazon, any type of purchase.
Right. Any of those purchases will go towards the donation to Sherwood Forest.
That is fantastic.
It's really a beautiful place. Those old oak trees that have been there for thousands of years are just something you can hardly imagine until you actually see it with your own eyes. They're just these enormous trunks. It was crazy. I love it there.
I'm jealous. I want to go visit England and do all the sightseeing and stuff. That should be one of the places that I add on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like we should probably reveal the cover now.
I love this cover. As we were looking at different cover options, this particular cover just really captured my heart. It really encapsulates, I feel like, the atmosphere and the feeling of this story. Mary Grace loves the forest. Robert loves the forest. It's a real part of the story. And so I just love this cover so much.
Before we do the cover, I'm going to answer this question real quick. Pop it up here. She asks if there will be an audiobook in the making. It will be available on Desert Book Audio Shelf and on Audibles, but there won't be an actual CD. So hopefully that helps answer that question. But yes, let's go back and reveal this cover. Okay. I'm going to show my copy first, and then I'll pop up the actual little graphic that we have. But this is the cover. Isn't it gorgeous? I absolutely love it. I love the font for your name too.
I love it. I love everything. I love the arrow, bow and arrow at the top.
Yeah.
I love the front.
I'm going to pop this up so you can see it a little bit better.
I love the trees. I love the light shining through. It's so symbolic of the journey that Mary takes. I just love it.
It's probably one of my favorite covers that I've seen recently. It's just very simple, but it's like impactful. And
so impactful. I love it. I can't wait. I can't believe I have to wait till December, and I've already read it.
I know December seems far, far away, but you already know about it, so you can add it to your Christmas list, and then you're shopping, for husbands, father or brothers, whatever, who's shopping for you, you can just say, this is what I want. And they will know December that they got to go and get it for you for Christmas. So it's perfect timing.
Yeah. It's fun. I'm excited.
Okay. So yes. So like I said, we are going to give away 2 copies of our advanced reader editions. So all you have to do is either commented on this video or on the post that I'll do later today with the link to Goodreads. You'll just say that you went and added it to your bookshelf or add a different comment. Whatever comment you add will get you entered to win. And then will pick a winner sometime next week, probably on Wednesday. But thank you guys for joining us. I'm seriously so excited for this book.
Thanks. I hope that people enjoy it.
I think they will. Like I told you earlier, Robin Hood and you, it's an excellent combination.
It also has a nod to one of my other favorite heroes, and that is Shakespeare.
Very nice. That is a good combination as well.
Yeah, so one of the characters is a huge Shakespeare quoter, and I just, it cracks me up every time. I laugh so hard. I'm sitting here laughing so hard at my own silly jokes. It's kind of funny.
That is a good sign, though. If you are laughing, then we should be laughing too. Okay. All right. Well, everybody have a great weekend, and thank you for joining us. And don't forget to comment here or on the post later today. If you watch this later, you're still able to comment and be entered to win. So just because you missed out on live doesn't mean that you missed out on an opportunity to win. So keep on commenting. You guys have a great weekend.
Thanks, everyone.